Welcome to Quick Rip. Big B here with ya. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. We're talking some BKFC 38 because on Friday, April 21st, we finally saw the event go down. Now, it was originally scheduled, of course, for Delray Beach on St. Patty's Day. That fell through. Delray Beach didn't want bare knuckle, basically. So they rescheduled it for April 21st in Hollywood, Florida, where bare knuckle is more than fucking welcome, and I absolutely love it. Now, we did have some good action out in Hollywood. They were at the Hard Rock. Of course, the main event had Dat Noon versus Daniel Strauss. And let's dive right into the main event right away here, because I'll work my way backwards from the main event down. This one I was really fucking excited for. I mean, we hadn't seen Dat in what, 16 months approximately, and then Strauss, of course, was making his bare knuckle debut. This one did go down at featherweight, and it was a big opening round from Dat. He was really working the body of Strauss. Big emphasis, obviously, that was his game plan going in, was to work the fucking body. More of the same from Nguyen in the second, working the body and basically just putting his fucking speed on display. Man, that boy is quick. Now, two dick punches from Dat in the third had Strauss catching his breath. Point was taken away from Dat, and Strauss actually, after that, began to open up a little. Now, in the fourth, Daniel Strauss seemed to be limping. Something was bothering him for sure. Right now, I don't know. I mean, the event just ended probably about an hour ago, a little less than an hour ago. I haven't heard anything on his condition, but there was something definitely going on with one of his legs there. Now, Dat went back to working the body more. The fourth round, super fucking close. Really, realistically, could have gone either way. Now, the fifth saw Nguyen return to his body work once again as Strauss continued to hobble, but absolutely never quit. No quit in Strauss at all. And that was the end of the fifth. I figured we were done. I had Nguyen winning this fight. I thought we were done, but the judges in Florida had something else in mind, as they actually scored it a fucking draw. So here we are, sixth round, overtime round. I believe this is only the third time in BKFC history that we've seen a sixth overtime round. So we're treated to a little bit extra fisticuffs here tonight at BKFC 38. It was a winner-take-all overtime round, of course. The final 25 seconds saw Dat throw as many punches as fucking possible. In the end, Dat Noon gets the judge's nod in a weird fight. It felt sloppy, but it was fun. Realistically, to be honest with you, I'm not sure of Strauss's future in bare knuckle. I'm just not sure. To me, he didn't look very comfortable out there. If you want me to be brutally honest, I don't think he looked very good. I mean, he had shades of brilliance at times. The uppercuts that he would throw landed damn near every time. And, of course, Dat has a fucking head made of rock, so I believe that's the only reason he even stayed standing. But I don't know. I'm not sold on Daniel Strauss and bare knuckle. You know what? Maybe a different opponent. You know, going up against Dat Nguyen, making your fucking bare knuckle debut. That's a pretty tall task. Let's be honest. Dat has a background in boxing, and then moved to bare knuckle, where, you know, he's one of the best, you know, former champion. So I don't know if Daniel Strauss is to return to the squared circle, maybe a lower tier opponent would be better suited for him at this time. What did you think of the fight? Did you see it? Let me know down in the comments. You think You think Daniel Strauss is going to continue bare knuckle, or is he going to go back to MMA, or is he just going to be done altogether? Next fight I want to talk about here at BKFC 38 was the co-main. It was a middleweight bout between Jake Boswick and Isaac Doolittle. Now, it was a rather calculated opening round from both men. Not a ton of strikes landed by either. It was kind of a weird opening round. We don't see that in bare knuckle as often as say MMA or traditional boxing, where they both guys appeared to be kind of feeling one another out, and like I say, just calculating. Just a weird opening round. I expected more action, but things did pick up in the second. Doolittle put Boswick on his ass and definitely got the better in that round. Now, the third round was another decent round from Doolittle, finding success when getting inside of Bostwick. Things heated up in the final two rounds as both men scored. And in the end, nothing was settled as we saw a goddamn draw. Now, maybe somebody out there in YouTube land can explain this to me. I don't really understand like what the difference is. Why didn't we see a sixth round in the Bostwick Doolittle fight here? Because it did end in a draw, but it was just done. Now, is it just the main event that gets the overtime round? Like I can't find the ruling on that, and I'm just curious. If you do know, please let me know down in the comments there. I don't know what's next for both men here. A draw, like nothing is settled. Two big time fighters, and absolutely nothing was settled. Rather disappointing ending to a pretty decent fight. In the feature bout of the evening, we had a flyweight scrap between Tyler Randall and Chancey Wilson. Intense first round with both men scoring, but nothing really major in the damage department. Things slowed in the second, I found. The speed difference Wilson possesses, though, was definitely on display. And Randall was able to land more strikes in the third, but the pace seemed to slow to the dismay of the Florida crowd. They were getting a little bit rowdy there. I found it was a great technical scrap, but not the violence the crowd was really seeking. In the end, Chancey Wilson gets the split decision victory. Another bout I wanted to speak about here at BKFC 38 was Francesco Ricci versus Eric Lozano. That was a light heavyweight scrap, and the only word I can say is wow. Wow, I did not fucking expect that. Eric Lozano destroys Ricci in the first round. A big overhand right ended Francesco's night. There were some rumblings and complaints about the KO, basically that Ricci didn't get the 10 count and it was just called off immediately. But I mean, let's be honest, folks. He was kissing the fucking canvas. The fight was done. You could count to fucking 50 and he still wasn't even realizing where he was. Crazy, crazy fucking shit from Eric Lozano. Big upset, beating the former champion Francesco Ricci. Huge win for Lozano. And one last scrap I just wanted to mention here from the night in Hollywood, Florida, BKFC 38, was Rene Rodriguez versus Mark Johnson. It was a welterweight bout. Now, Rodriguez dictated the pace in the first, got the knockdown, as Johnson appeared to be struggling a bit. Now, it was more of the same from Rodriguez in the second. Rene Rodriguez ends Johnson's misery early in the third. It was a dominant TKO victory for the Florida fighter. Great, great performance. And unfortunately, that was the first scrap that I saw of the night. I guess I had my time wrong. I thought the main card started at 9 o'clock Central, but it must have started at 8. So I did miss a couple of scraps. I was a little bit pissed that I missed Cutman's scrap. I really wanted to see how that one went. I'm going to have to go back and watch that after I get done with this recording because I really want to check that one out. I know he won, but I'm not sure how exactly yet. So a decent night. A decent night is a little bit of a weird night. I'm gonna be honest. It was a little bit of a weird night, but some good fucking scraps. You know what? The draw between Boswick and Doolittle. Um, like I say, a disappointing there. The main event, I enjoyed it. It was fun, but on one hand, I don't know. For some reason, I was a little bit disappointed in Daniel Strauss's debut. He just, like I said, he didn't really look comfortable out there from my eyes, but I could be wrong, right? That's just my opinion. A little something I wanted to shout out here. Just basically give an award of nothing. I have nothing to give except for props and fucking mad respect. Performer of the night, Big B's performer of the night is Eric Lozano. Absolutely destroys Riki in the first round and surprises everybody, probably except for himself, really. Look out for Lozano coming up here. I can't wait to see who he's going to be matched up against next and see if he can continue that fucking KO train. Thanks for joining me here on Quick Rip BKFC 38 recap. Till next time, everybody, take care and peace.